Hello out there in the YouTube world and everybody viewing this video today. Today, we are live with none other than the one and only Jerome Holder.
Hey, what up? What up? It's me in the flesh.
Hey, thankfully, I had the opportunity to sit down with Jerome this morning on Marcel Mindset TV. Before anything, I want to remind you guys, please hit that subscribe button below, hit that notification bell, because these are episodes that you don't want to miss out on, all right? So first and foremost, I'd like to say I met Jerome a few years back. And when I met this guy, he was like a magnet. He drew me to him because I felt there was something within him. He had something. I don't know if you guys ever watched The Matrix, but they talk about the one. And this man is the one. You guys want to tune into this guy? You guys want to listen today what this guy has to say? Because he's got the value, he's got the knowledge, he's got the wisdom, and he's going to bring it today. So Jerome Holder, how are you doing, my friend?
Bro, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. First of all, thank you for those kind words. And everything you said just immediately is taking me to a place where I gotta honor Jesus, because that magnetism comes from him living inside of me. If I'm being completely transparent, without him, there is no magnet. You know, they say like something that's magnified could pick up a ton of stuff, something 10 times more weightier than the magnet itself. But a demagnetized magnet can't pick up anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Jesus be keeping magnetized. But yo, life's good, brother. Just been really, just like yourself, focusing on adding value to people on a day-to-day basis. You know, service to others. You know, one of my favorite quotes from Jesus: "Let the greatest among you be your servants." Just focusing on serving, changing the world one body at a time, one mind at a time.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's so inspirational. That touched me, and I thank you for that. And as you could see, God is playing a big part in this man's life, and you could see he looks good, he's speaking good, he's shining. Let's do it. So Jerome Holder, I know you have a fitness business that you're running. So, you know, who is Jerome Holder and what is the Jerome Holder fitness business embody? What is it about? What's the whole concept about it?
Okay, that's a great question. So just to kind of take you back to when I even really got into training, like back when I was at York University, I started getting back into fitness. You know, you work out a little bit in high school with your friends, but nothing serious. Started taking it serious in university. Got into a relationship around that time, helped the girl I was dating get in shape. So I'm like, yo, I want to see more people get the confidence and the energy and all the looks that, you know, she was getting, because you could tell that it was changing her world. And that was when I was like 19. Didn't have the confidence, I would say, to go into that corporate personal training realm. So kind of just had to develop myself, go through the motions of that. Ended up being a trainer in person. Saw that there was a little bit of issues in terms of results in the in-person space, because there was so much focus on workouts. But we all know, anyone watching this knows, diet is the most important thing. Right. So that's when I was like, okay, I got to learn this like online thing, help people get results. So I got a coach, got a mentor. His name is Brandon Carter. And that basically brought me to a place where here I am today now with multi-six-figure business, clients around the world. And we really just try to inspire people to not only work on their physical fitness when they're in my program, but also their mental fitness. Right. So I'd say that's the main premise of my program. What sets it apart is you're not just getting a body, you're also getting a new mindset.
Exactly. Oh, that's big. That's huge. You guys might want to rewind a minute back and just listen to what Jerome Holder has just said here. And listen to what he said. He's talking about mentorship. Mentorship. If Jerome didn't seek a mentor, he may not be where he is today. Multiple six-figure business. So for you guys out there, you got to find a mentor. If you're looking for that fitness mentor, Jerome is here for you. He's here to provide that, whatever that is that you're looking for to improve on your fitness. And it's not just physical. Jerome said it's mental. So to transition, you know, from the whole mental thing, how does fitness play a role in your mental health? Because we're talking about mental, but how does fitness play a role in your mental health? I'd like to say that there was an article in the Toronto Star, and it's talking about how mental health is at an all-time high. Inflation, prices of gas, inflation, everything's just more expensive. Housing costs. So mental health is so much higher. So how does fitness really play a role in our mental health, Jerome?
Wow, that's a good question. There's so many ways fitness helps. Man, so many roles I could take. Well, for starters, I would say it gives a level of hope.
Okay.
That's for one, right? Because people who, let's say, aren't like spiritually minded or not into like faith or anything like that,
right?
It might feel hopeless. You know, you might be looking at your beer gut and you're looking at inflation, you're looking at gas prices, you're like, dang, like life is hard right now, right? But if you can say, you know what, I'm going to take control of my fitness, now that's a hope, right? And that can give you confidence, because a lot of times people don't realize that the confidence and the feelings don't come from the transformation itself. It comes from keeping little promises to yourself every day, right? Like, I'm going to eat right today. I'm going to work out. I'm going to sleep good. And then you repeat it and you only get a little better, but then you start trusting yourself. That helps boost your mental health, because you're like, I can trust me. And next thing you know, all of the things that seem like major obstacles because of what's going on in the economy are now little things, because you become a bigger person, right? Mentally. So I would say that's one thing. And then just the fact that you're releasing endorphins. We all know like the chemical cocktail that gets produced in the brain when you exercise. So it's a combination of those two things, the confidence and just the energetic chemical production from working out itself.
Okay, that's great. So if you want more confidence, you want to feel more energized, start working out. Reach out to Jerome. You're going to feel so much better. And confidence is key, because when you have that confidence, you're confident to go to your boss and ask him a question. You're confident to start that new business. You're confident every day to do things, to speak to people. So go and get that confidence. And to get through this life, you need ultimate energy, optimal energy. So fitness is the way to go. So I just want to transition into another question. I know you're the fat burning expert.
No, guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged. So Jerome, I know you have an Instagram page and it does say fat burning expert. And we know people want to burn fat. You know, they have the stomach fat, and there's so much myths out there about burning fat and, you know, how to burn fat. So, you know, without getting too deep into it, what are some tips? Because if you want to get deep, you got to reach out to Jerome.
Yeah.
But what are some tips that you have for people that want to burn fat?
Okay, so yeah, first off, if you want to learn more, obviously go on my Instagrams, Jerome Holder Fitness, Jerome Holder Fitness on the IG, Jerome Holder on YouTube. You can check my stuff out there.
Right.
But in terms of burning fat, the main premise is burning more calories than you consume.
Right.
And I always tell people it's a law. Right? And laws that are set out in this world, they can't be broken. It's just like gravity. Right. You jump off a building, you'll never just go up. You know what I mean? You'll end up going down. So there's a law to fat burning called the law of thermodynamics. Okay. So when you burn more than you consume, you burn fat. Right? Now, the flip side to that, for anyone that's on here that's saying things like, well, I barely eat and I don't lose weight, Jerome. Some fat burning expert you are. Okay, well, I'm glad you made that comment. You unexperienced person. I'm playing. But no, a lot of people, they do deal with that. And the reason why that happens is because of metabolic slowdown, because of not getting enough protein, and then obviously not being inactive. So there are things that you actually need to eat, because if it was just about eating less, everyone would lose weight, everyone would lose body fat, right? It's important to eat less, but it needs to be to the point where you're burning more calories than you consume. And if you have such a slow metabolism that, let's say, you're burning 800 calories during the day, that means you'd have to go as low as 600 to actually lose weight. No one's going to really do without starving themselves, right? So we got to make sure that we really put an emphasis on the breakdown, the proteins, making sure that's high, making sure the fats are pretty low, making sure the carbs are actually high, and I talk now more about that fact. A lot of people say you got to cut carbs to lose weight. It's not true. You can do both high carbs and low fat to lose weight, or you could do low carbs and high fat. Personally, doing high carbs, in my opinion, is better because you're going to have more energy for your workouts. So that's going to make you build more muscle. And we know that muscle is the most metabolically active form of tissue. So you're going to burn more calories at rest the more muscle you build. So now you're going to have a faster metabolism. You're going to be burning fat quicker, but you're going to keep it off because you have a high metabolism. It ain't like you lost weight the wrong way where you lost water, fat, and muscle. This happens to a lot of people, and then they wonder why they gain the weight twice as fast. It's because their metabolism slowed down because they weren't building muscle in the process.
Wow. Thank you so much for adding that value, guys. Did you guys hear what Jerome just said? That was really well said. Thank you so much, Jerome. And I know you spoke about like that myth of the carbs, right? You talked about, or there's like this myth out there that carbohydrates, makes you fat or whatever the case may be. So I want to transition to that question to ask you, some people say, oh, carbonated drinks make you fat, or eating late at night makes you fat, or whatever the case, or put on weight, however you want to say it. So my question to you are, I know there's a bunch of myths out there, but what are 3 myths that you've heard or that you know of that are out there that you want to clear up for people? Like, these myths are out here. It's not true. Like the carb thing, up until today, it's I just got educated from you. I'm like, hey, I got to cut back on my carbs, right? Because I get fat. So, what are some myths that in fitness that you'd like to clear up?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. And if I'm being completely transparent, the carbs make you fat myth, that's a myth I've spread. Don't judge me all, we're all learning, we're all, figuring this out. But yeah, I definitely used to believe that, and have literally looked camera lenses right in the eye and said, you need to lower carbs and this and that. But yeah, no, that's not reality. So here's the thing with carbs. Carbs lead to water retention because you hold a certain amount of water per gram of carbohydrate. So that can give you the illusion of, okay, I gained weight because of the carbs. But gaining weight and gaining body fat are not synonymous with one another, right? You can see a scale. Matter of fact, I had a client, I wish my phone's dead, I could show you guys the message, but I had a client message me literally this morning, and she's like, is it normal that I gained weight and lost an inch off my waist? 100% that's possible, because your body is going to build muscle and burn fat at the same time when you're doing things correctly. So cutting carbs, yes, you may see the weight go down because you've lost water weight, but that doesn't mean you've lost fat. Just like if the weight goes up because you ate carbs, that doesn't mean you gained fat. You need to consume more calories than you burn to gain weight, and you need to burn more than you consume to lose weight. So carbs ain't the issue. So that's one. The second myth I would say, like you said, Marcel, was eating after 6 makes you fat, eating before bed. That, again, it's the same exact concept. You might, if you eat after 10, yeah, you might see the scale go up if the day before you stopped eating at 5, because your body, it hasn't digested completely, perhaps because you went to sleep or whatever. So you're gonna see a fluctuation. But that doesn't mean you gained body fat. Our bodies store water for different reasons. It's just like when a woman's on her cycle and she produces progesterone and estrogen in higher amounts, that leads to water retention. That doesn't mean she gained fat. Even though the scale went up 3-4 pounds, it doesn't mean she gained fat. It's just things are happening that are leading to weight fluctuations, but not body fat. Yeah, so I'd say that would be 2. Third one, I hope that was clear.
Oh, that's clear. Yeah, that's definitely clear. Yeah.
All right. The third one, okay, that you need to do cardio. I think that's big. I know you were killing those classes. I was
killing the cardio classes at one point, brother. I'm still killing it, and I'm not seeing a change.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't need to do cardio.
Right.
Cardio is just a cool thing that you obviously for your heart, it helps with your
Yeah,
heart. That's a benefit.
definitely.
In terms of like losing weight, people think it's correlated with fat loss. It is, sorry, people think it's causative to fat loss. It's correlated, like because remember, the key to burning fat is burning more calories than you consume. So if doing cardio helps you get into a deficit or helps you create a greater deficit, then cool.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that do cardio and they still eat more calories than they burned in a day, right? If you burn 100 calories on a treadmill, that's like a banana and a half.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you literally put everything that you did and you make it null and void once you eat that banana. So really and truly, it should be a catalyst to speed up an already dialed in diet. And if you don't want to do cardio, like if you hate cardio and you just do it because you feel like you need to, then don't worry, you don't need to. You just need to focus on eating in a calorie deficit and you'll be fine.
Okay. Thanks, Jerome. So we have cutting carbs, eating after 6, and the last one that you said, just to clear up for everyone, was
you don't need to do cardio to lose weight.
There you go. You don't need to do cardio. All right. So those are 3 myths that Jerome cleared up because there's so much information out there. There's so much things that we can research and we go to. One person tells us, hey, don't eat this after 6. The next person says, do cardio, right? So there's so many myths out there. So you want to make sure that you're finding a trusted individual like Jerome that's going to be able to help you clear up those fitness myths. So now I kind of want to transition into something a little different. We spoke a little bit about the fitness. Now I want to go into like a little bit about faith and spirituality. So this channel is kind of providing people life advice, like providing hope for people looking to find the hope, the faith, the passion. So how has faith or spirituality played a role in your success, not only in your business, but your life?
I don't know if we have enough time for this one.
Briefly touch it.
Yeah, so many things. For one, like you said, hope, right?
Yeah.
There's actually a scripture in Hebrews. It said that Abraham hoped against hope, meaning that even though the external looked bleak, his trust in God internally was what superseded the external conditions.
Okay.
And the reason I quote that is because of the fact that a lot of times, especially when you've come where I've come from, like, grew up in like Toronto community housing, like in the hood, the bottom, you have a paradigm that can keep you stuck. Right. Just naturally by default from the people, your environment, people you're around, what you see, your living conditions, like all of that, roaches and all of that,
Product of your environment sometimes.
Right. So just having hope, that's one. But 2, learning the laws of life. Right. The Bible is the word of God. It is divine laws that God put on this earth that are immutable. You can't change them. You can't shift them. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read you guys a scripture that I just came across. I pray my phone don't die in the middle of this. That'd be kind of embarrassing. Oh, it did. But I'll try to stay it off top as good as I can. So basically, it's in Jeremiah, and it was talking about like going the old road, going the ancient path, and the people in Jerusalem, they refused to go. And basically, the context of that was go the old road. We're trying to reinvent new ways to do things when the old ways, the old laws, the things that have been leading to success as a human being, they've never changed and they never will change. So me knowing that makes life so much easier because I can trust in the laws.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like I have a chair that I'm sitting on. I trust that it's not gonna fall or it's not gonna break and I'm gonna fall on my butt in the middle of this call. You know what I'm saying? I have faith in that. So because I have faith in the laws of God and I have faith in God, it just makes me feel confident, comfortable, like no real concerns. Does it mean there's no trials? Of course not. But I feel like when you are so dialed in your faith and you're cultivating it, you're exercising your faith, you're exercising foresight versus a life of hindsight. Oh, I could have done this, I should have done that.
Right.
You know, you kind of, you don't get burned in the midst of the fire.
Right. I like that. I like that. So finding your faith was through God in a way. So you found that faith through God. So for those of you out there, if you're lacking in faith, you're lacking in hope, God is there for you. God is willing to guide you and lead you and direct you. So with that being said, I want to move into passion. So we know a lot of times people go to school and they take these degrees, or they go to college, they get these diplomas, and they come out and they're lost. And they say to you, oh, I don't know what I'm passionate about, right? And I feel like you really got to find what your passion is in life. It just makes life that more exciting. When you find what you're passionate about, you just feel good. You wake up, you do your work, and it doesn't even feel like work because this is your passion. So we want to help people. We really want to help people. You know, I've been sent here to help people. So how does people, or how does someone find their passion? And how do you find your passion?
That's a good question. Books, honestly. Reading books. Now, I'm not gonna say that will create your passion.
Right.
Because so I like how you use the word find your passion, because we all have something inside of us, but there's so much clutter from the world. And you actually, I think you said that recently in a caption. You're like, there's so much stuff going on and you're just spreading positivity or something along those lines. But yeah, what was it you had said? Staying focused in a world full of distractions.
There you go.
Something like that. And that spoke to me. Like, I didn't forget that when I saw it. Right. And that is a fact, because, you know, you think about this, guys, when you're listening to, let's say you're listening to Flow 93.5 or 103.5 or whatever station you listen to, when you listen to that station in the city, it's crystal clear. It's like Miami water, clear. But once you go out of town, go to Beaverton, go, you know, way up north, you can't, the frequency, the connection is not as clear. It's not, you probably can't hear anything. So when we're so distracted, you know, we got social media, we got TikTok, we got Reels, we got YouTube Shorts, we got YouTube, we got all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We can't even hear the still small voice that's telling us what direction we should go in life.
Exactly.
Right. So I found, for me, like I was mentioning earlier, guys, and to you, Marcel, I always wanted to be a trainer from when I was like, you know, 18, 19, but I didn't actually carry it out till years later, because I started reading books and that quieted the noise so I can start to hear. And once that happens, you're going to know what you're called to do. You're going to know why you're here. And you're just going to have a desire to seek out more wisdom, more knowledge, and to serve others. It just happens by destiny, comes by default when you do that.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jerome. So you got to find that quiet space or that quiet time where you can actually think, what do I really want? What is my passion? You know, we spend most of our time, most of our days scrolling through social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and that stuff is all being programmed in our mind. So at the end of the day, we're all confused, because just like we're seeing one thing, then we're seeing another thing, but it's just like, what do I actually like? Step away from the social media and actually dig within. You know, and listen to maybe my intuition, myself, to know what is it that I'm really passionate about? What do I really enjoy? What do I do that I don't really care about getting paid, but I can also monetize it? And for you, it sounds like that was fitness. Like you could do this for free, but obviously you need money, you know, obviously to survive, but it was something that, you know what, I would do this for free because I'm passionate about this.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I did it for free for years. When I started on my business, I spent years giving out free content, free emails, free meal. So that's 100% it. But just to add on to what you're saying, Marcel, I recommend, for anyone that's kind of lost and they don't know how to carry out what they love doing or what they're known for, and they just feel this discord in their mind,
Right.
The book I recommend is Think and Grow Rich. That was the first book I ever read, and
There you go.
Napoleon Hill, and it changed everything.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a seed. I'm not gonna say the next day. Well, I was a different person right after I finished the book for sure, but I didn't germinate into what I am now in the next 24 hours. But it set my course to get where I'm at now, and you know, I can't.
That's good.
I can't shout that book out enough. It definitely changed a lot.
So Jerome is saying, for those who didn't hear, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So that book, very inspirational, allowed me to start this today. So so make sure you guys are reading things, because whatever you read, you are what you read. So if you're reading Think and Grow Rich, that stuff is being programmed into your mind. So that's going to be what's outputting, you know. So if you're putting in Think and Grow Rich stuff into your mind, their concepts, the beliefs, you're going to start acting in that way. You start going to believing in that way, and things are going to start happening for you. So read that book. So next thing, I want to kind of transition into the entrepreneurship. I just want to pay my respect to you as an entrepreneur, somebody who's a go-getter, somebody who's taking a risk, somebody that's not relying on whatever you want to call it, the system or the man or whatever, because that's a risk, like creating your own for yourself. And sometimes you might not know when the next paycheck is coming. So it's just like, that's a risk that you've taken. I got a lot of respect to you. Hats off to you for doing that. So for young entrepreneurs out there, because there's a lot of fear, and the majority of entrepreneurs don't make it. For the entrepreneurs out there, what is one piece of advice for the ones just starting out that you have for them?
Oh man, remove distractions.
Yeah, there you go.
Isolate everybody who's done great things. Especially if you read like the Bible, all of these guys isolated themselves for a time. Jesus went to the desert, or they went to the mountains. Paul went to the deserts. You know, Moses was in the desert. So like these guys went to desolate places to think. You gotta think. Right. You like. The book's called Think and Grow Rich, but you got to think, because thoughts literally get deposited in your subconscious mind, and you can only act out what's in there. The Bible actually says, guard your heart, or guard your subconscious mind with all diligence, for out of it flows the springs of life. So like Marcel said, again, just to summarize the advice, only take in things you want to see come out.
There you go.
Period.
Yeah, I like that, Jerome. You're talking about the subconscious mind, guys. He's talking about things that maybe people haven't heard, maybe things that you haven't been taught in school. So this is why we brought this podcast. This is why we brought this channel, because I can't remember a time in my class where the teacher said to me, be careful, because you're going to be acting based on your subconscious thoughts, right? Like, never that. Or paradigm. He dropped the word paradigm. I didn't even bring paradigm up. You talk about paradigms and, you know, affect like your environment, like research paradigm, research subconscious mind. You'll start seeing things on why you're doing the things you're doing, why you're in the position you're in, why you're in the job you're in, why you have the results you have. Those are all reasons why you are where you are. It's your paradigm, your beliefs, your subconscious mind. So you want to really dive deep into that, dive within and find out why you're doing the things you're doing. And if you're not getting the results you want, you got to look within and find out why you're not getting those results. Thank you for that, Jerome. So life, we live this life, and, you know, everybody has something that they can teach someone. And I really love to learn from each individual, because someone has gone through something where they can teach me. So I know there's things that you have gone through in your life, and I know that you can offer one piece of life advice that you have for people out there. You know, what is your life advice? It doesn't have to be fitness related. It could just be like, you know, this is a life advice that I live by. So what is one life advice that you have for our audience out there?
Oh man. Have fun with life. This life is temporary. Learn to develop a relationship with God. Because he will make you enjoy everything that you do have. You know, the Bible says that God blesses abundantly, but I'm paraphrasing. This is going to be the Jerome Standard version. Where it's like,
it's all right.
Jerome, or sorry, it says God blesses abundantly, but he adds no sorrow with it.
Right.
So the riches that come from desperation and like lack, survival,
Yeah.
they add sorrow.
Right.
You hear the stories, people depressed that are millionaires, suicidal millionaires.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's everybody, but you hear the stories. How does that make sense? They're a millionaire.
Right.
It's because they don't know God.
Yeah.
So when you know God, all of the blessings that come, they're great. You know, it feels great, and then you can be a blessing to others. So be generous as well. I would say. I don't know if that's one thing. It's kind of like three things wrapped in. It's a 3-for-1 package, bro.
Yeah, there you go. You get 3 for 1. It's all connected, guys. It's all connected. So thank you for providing that for people. So a lot of people are looking for life advice, right? A lot of people we know no direction or they're lost, so they're just trying to find themselves. So thank you for adding that value to people's lives. All right. So we do have about 5 minutes left on the show. So there is about one more question I have for you. So we talk about visualization. So visualization to me, at least, is like seeing where I want to be and seeing where I want to go. So what is your belief about visualization, and where do you see yourself and this business going? And like, how important is visualization for someone or an individual to have in their life? Like, do you need vision? Do you need to visualize, where you want to be? Is that important?
Oh, bro, it's a lot. This is going to turn into a sermon real quick, but like, the Bible says the people perish for lack of, it says where there is no vision, the people perish.
Yes.
So yeah, you need a vision. If there's no vision, what is there going to be? Division, right? There's no focus, and that is just for an individual. There's division in the mind of someone that has no vision, because at a heart level, at a spirit level, there is a vision there. God gave us all a purpose. But then with our own mind, our own consciousness, we're distracted. So there's discord, there's division. The vision can keep you focused. So that I am all for that. I'm all for visualization. Imagination is one of the reasons why people succeed or don't. And I don't know if you know this, but the reason why languages got confused was because in the old times, there were these guys that God basically wanted to spread across the world, and they wanted to build a tower to the heavens, the Tower of Babel, or Babel. And God actually, he almost had his plan of them spreading out thwarted because of their strong desire and imaginings to build this tower. So God said, and now the people are one and they speak the same language, and now nothing in which they have imagined to do will be restrained from them. So God himself said, nothing you imagine to do will be restrained, to the point where he came down, confused the languages so they couldn't be of accord to build up this tower. So that's how powerful your imagination is. There's no question you should be spending time 15, 20 minutes in the morning, at night, afternoon, or as much free time as you can, imagining what you want for yourself, but not only limiting it to that, because I believe that can sometimes lead to anxiety, because you're like, dang, I'm so far from what I'm imagining. Spend time imagining yourself carrying out the little steps necessary, because then you can get that dopamine, which is going to motivate you more and more as you're on the journey towards the end vision.
Wow. Jerome, thank you so much. That's unbelievable. Take those small steps, because like Jerome said, you could get anxiety thinking, oh, I want to be a millionaire, because that's not going to happen tomorrow. Or I want to build this massive business. It takes time, right? So thank you for adding that value. Today was awesome. What I want to know is, how can people reach you? We got 2 minutes left on the show. So I just want to make sure that everybody has access to you. Like, how do we reach you? Like, how do we get a hold of you today? Like, people, get started today with this gentleman. This guy, he's focused, he's determined, he loves people, he's connected to God. He has all the tools, all the tips. He's learning each and every day, and he's focused and committed to this, and he has proven success. Don't you want to be with someone who has proven success, someone who's successful, someone who's doing the things that he needs to do on a day in and day out, and has committed himself to himself, number one, and his clients? That's a mentor. That's a leader. Jerome is a leader. Jerome is a mentor. Jerome, you're next up. So how can people reach you?
Yeah, brother. Thank you for all that, man. You're incredible, bro. Honestly, that's why I told you that this is so you, man. Because you know how to pump the gas. But yeah. So you can reach me on Instagram. My handle is Jerome Holder Fitness.
Right.
My YouTube is just my name, Jerome Holder.
Yeah.
Those are really the two platforms that I use.
Right.
I also, for any of you Bible fanatics,
yeah.
I also just started a Bible podcast with my co-host, my partner, Catherine. It's called In the Glory. That's the Instagram.
Glory.
In the Glory. Sorry, In the Glory podcast.
The Glory podcast.
Yeah, that's the name of the Instagram. And one other thing, I also have been accepting business coaching clients. So I've been also helping young fitness trainers that want to build their own online business. I've been helping them as well. So if you're somebody that's already in the fitness game, already helping people into the gym and you want to transition, I also help with building online businesses as well. That's great. So Jerome just plugged all his Instagram, all his contact, and he's helping so many people, not only individual clients, but business owners wanting to start their own online business. So we do have 30 seconds left on the show. So I do want to say thank you so much, Jerome, for coming on the show. You've added so much value. And I really hope that each and every individual takes advantage of this opportunity that you're presenting people. Jerome, honestly, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And we'll be in touch. Thank you for having me, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you.